Hey, hi, how you doing? My name is Accursed. I was inspired to make this video because of Magikarp vs. Fly's Everything Wrong with TFT video, and here is my Everything Wrong with League of Legends video from Platinum Player's perspective. Yeah. Accursed, you're not high elo. Whatever. First, Riot's obsession with keeping certain champions in the meta for pro play is just utter bullshit. I think it is the balanced team's literal job to strive for a point in the game where the word meta just isn't used as much, or it isn't as cut and dry as it is now. Because in a perfect world, which yes, I understand would be beyond difficult to be, all 145 champions should be able to see play without being labeled as troll or int. 145 as of Kiana's release, by the way. Resources. Resources are basically limitless with all of the new runes and items we've gotten added in the last few years. Players used to have to make the choice between CDR, damage, and sustain with few exceptions. The way people itemize now is so much different than it used to be, solely because players don't have to worry about making these choices anymore. You get so many stats from items now. You can get 25% CDR from runes alone. From runes. 25%. As far as items go, Luden's Echo, for example, you get 20% CDR, 90 AP, 500 mana, a build path that allows you to spam your spells in lane without worrying about running out of mana, and an additional AP scaling on your kit. Bruiser itemization, in my opinion, is the worst defender at the moment because the majority of bruisers right now spam Conquer Domination, heal for an ass load, and hit their CDR cap off of their first 2 or 3 items. Map elevation. It's been in the game for years, and I brought this up in one of my previous Reddit threads, and apparently people don't know that this exists and have probably been tilting off the face of the earth when they miss their skill shots that look like they go straight through their targets. Riot has managed to spill so much spaghetti out of their pockets that when you throw an ability into or out of the river, the animation doesn't change, but the hitbox bends and makes things wonky. So now when your Nidalee Spear Jinroot goes straight down someone's asshole and doesn't connect, you have someone to blame other than lag or your PC that could also pass for a potato or paperweight. There's too much damage. There's too much damage. I said it, fight me, whatever. Despite what Riot believes, not every champion should be able to one-shot. Now, I don't mean when someone is ahead at full build or something, that's entirely different. I'm talking about in an even lane, someone should not be able to one-shot someone without having first built the damage to warrant it. Now, for example, because I'm sure a lot of you just think I'm blowing smoke out my ass, I will bring up something that all of you know about, and if you don't know about it, you probably don't play League, or you don't pay attention. Talon, at level 2, can 100 to 0 almost any mid laner with a longsword. Just one. It's a longsword. Longsword. That is not okay. It is not fun. And it is not interactive. And Talon is not the only offender, but he is the first one that comes to mind, and he is where I will plant my flag. Despite there being so much damage, tanks suck dick. They're unplayable because they don't pose a threat when the entire playable roster can one-shot people, along with the fact that they can't lane because bruiser tops that take Conquer can do whatever they want to the tank because true damage is fun and balanced game mechanic that you can easily build and play around, you know. Like how a 8-year-old would be able to win if he were standing gladiator ring against Dwayne The Rock Johnson, right? Or how I could win a boxing match against a gorilla. Easy stuff. Easy stuff. Conquer and Aftershock are straight up problem childs. Aftershock has already had such a terrible history that any mage that has taken Aftershock for an extended period of time has been nerfed into the ground by Riot, starting with Galio and Lissandra. The Problem with this rune is that it was meant to be taken as an initiation rune, which is fine, but it's so strong that it allows any champion with hard CC to build glass cannon and one-hit people while taking almost no damage because of how high the resistance stats it gives you are. Conqueror gives a damage boost, percent your damage, true damage, and lifesteal. Now I could go on forever about how much I hate true damage and how there's too much in the game, but at the moment, only because tanks are already not being played because of it, the problem with Conqueror is the healing. Any champ that takes this rune, pair it with Ravenous Hunter, Triumph, either Taste of Blood or Sudden Impact, and sometimes even Bloodline. So Jesus, just crack me open, roll me out on the couch, and call me a bad counselor, because fuck all that healing. Aftershock could easily be replaced with Curse of the Colossus, and the problem would go to the way, but Conqueror would probably need a rework, removal, or replacement. Jungle sucks. Like your sister. No, I mean a vacuum. A vacuum. Sucks like a vacuum. It's a solo lane where you don't have the gold or experience to carry. You can't fight any of the laners solo because you have to buy the jungle item. You're on par with bot lane in experience and far behind top and mid, and you have to depend on your laners to not be brain dead to rotate to anything: invades, crabs, dragon, herald, baron, whatever. Spear of Shojin. Please remove this item. Please. 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 250 bonus health, 60 AD, 20% CDR, and a passive that lets you play Earth mode while everyone else is playing like a koala that didn't even want to eat his goddamn eucalyptus because you took away his favorite toy. Seriously. Cooldowns are short enough for most champions in the game as it is. We don't need an item that cuts the little cooldown they still have left. Invisibility and camouflage have no counter as it stands today. But a curse, what about control words? Shut the fuck up. Control words countering camouflage is literally just there so that Riot can say it's there. Look, the most control words you can have on the map at any given time are 5. They're an total of 14 standard paths that you can use to gank a lane, and 4 standard entrances to each team's jungle from the river. Standard meaning without using an ability to go through or over a wall. That means there are 13 places that someone with camouflage can go through without having any threat of being seen until their vision circle is in range, and it is already too late because, they're on top of you because their circles are so small. Smaller than Peter Dinklage's chances of growing to be 6'4" and rowing for UC Davis. Stealth, on the other hand, literally has no counter to it, other than massive AoE, which isn't really much of a counter and more of a shit shoot in hopes that you don't get one shot before the stealth ends, like the people who decided to kill John Wick's dog. Finally, Riot seems like they just don't listen to their community at all. And with all the monetization they're shoving into the game left and right, they're starting to look like EA. Now, don't get me wrong, because I probably sound like a cheapskate. I've spent upwards of $1,000 on this game in skins alone. In skins. And it's not like I just buy every skin. If content deserves my money, odds are I'll happily cough up the cash for it. Like the Elderwood Nocturne skin. Bought it in a heartbeat. But with all the battle passes, little legends, and the recently announced terminals coming up, you can't help but have a little skepticism. Thanks for watching. This was what I think is wrong with League of Legends. I am a curse, and I will see you on the Rift, probably flaming Akali players.
If you want adventure, then fly to home. But if you wanna travel, then go alone. Yeah, what's the point in us if I never know? Yeah, if you're gonna leave, I'ma let you go. I'm tired.